Hello and welcome back.
Yeah,
I have returned to in
lovely.
front of the camera.
Lovely. I love it. Yeah, we're back. And the next talk we're going to talk about is about career opportunities.
Exactly.
As I just mentioned, I'm going to have 3 lovely guests.
And that's why we want to ask you questions beforehand on our Mentimeter, which will be, do you already know what you want to do after your study? And maybe before you answer that question, we tell you quickly what we think about that.
Do we think something about that? Because
well,
I don't really yet.
No? Do you
No.
not?
Not really. I mean, maybe some ideas, maybe building an own business, or maybe since I'm studying leisure and event management, maybe just working in the events industry for a
Yeah.
bit. But it's all very vague still, so I don't really know.
But do you want to stay in the event management branch, or do you...
I want to stay in the management area. If in the event management,
Yeah, that suits you, I think.
yeah, I think a lot of people told me that as well. So I'm loving it. I'm loving management.
That doesn't mean that's always right. A lot of people told me I'm gonna be good at studying engineering, and I would have been if I would have been more
Enjoying
into
it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Nonetheless,
How about you?
Well, I'm also not exactly sure, but I do believe that I would like to do media production.
You do
Some
believe.
sort. Yeah, I want to. Either in front or behind the camera. Probably more likely to be behind some camera than in front, just
Well.
because of the fact that it's not that easy.
No, but I mean, you're here today.
That's very
and
true.
we are enjoying listening to you. Or at least I am. Not that I really have a choice.
You don't really. Well, you have a choice of enjoying it or not, at
That's
least.
true.
So
But yeah, no, I think a lot of opportunities.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Wow. Again, I'm always surprised. So Jonas said earlier, this is the 3rd time we're hosting this open day. And every single time, about 40 or 50% of you already know what you want to do after studying. And every single time, I'm amazed. I don't know how you feel about that.
no, I am, because it's very crazy to me, honestly.
Yeah.
Because I also believe a lot of people in my studies, study in general, don't really know. They're like, yeah, let's see where life brings me. Maybe it's just a generational thing. I don't know.
No idea. But yeah, so it's amazing to see that 43% or if you already have an idea.
Yeah.
And for the other 57, NHL Stenden is here to help you find what you like.
Yeah.
If you come here.
Well, actually, to be honest, with 20 years of age, I thought I know.
Yeah. What did you think?
Well, I thought
you were
I'm
gonna
going to be
do?
an engineer.
Well, that didn't turn out to be.
No, not really.
Do you
I
have
think my
any?
dad is still mad.
Yeah. Did this study now though help you figure out what you want to do? I mean,
No,
you are studying
absolutely.
creative business.
Yeah, especially the last module, which was concept and production 2, did a lot, because I learned a lot about media production, and I thought, well, you can do actually so much with audiovisual products. You can tell so many stories. You can also influence so many things
Yeah.
with it, and you basically have full creative freedom, at least most of the time. Even if you do some boring recruitment video or something, there is still a lot of creativity.
Yeah.
And that's what I like. That's what I want to do. Even though I'm not left-handed, I'm quite creative.
Oh yeah, I hear it's a thing.
It is actually. I've heard
You've heard. All
from
right.
people.
No, but I mean, that sounds like you're doing exactly what you need to do. Was there anything that you did where you're like, oh, I learned that I definitely don't want to do that?
In this university or before?
Yeah, well, throughout your studies, something you had to do for an assignment where you're like, oh, that is really
Oh
something I
yeah.
didn't
Well,
enjoy.
I don't really want to go into only the management area as you, I think. I figured in the modules that we have about management and business, of course it's important, and it's also important to know, but only doing things related to management and business is not really something that I would like to enjoy now. Maybe in 20, 30 years.
But I mean, it's fair. And I mean, it shows that you get to experience the different things and that you can really figure out what is yours, what isn't.
Absolutely.
And if you don't do it during your studies, you can do it during your internship or
True.
Other opportunities.
Because the
that you get.
internship is quite long as well.
Yeah.
And you can probably run through different areas of the company that you're with, and maybe even take over a job afterwards.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna head over.
Taking a job afterwards, right?
Taking a job afterwards.
Career
Great,
opportunities.
Great thing, yeah. Because that means I get to talk to the people now who actually got the job after.
Yeah.
I will do that. And I unfortunately forgot my watering can for you backstage. But we do have those lovely plants.
Okay.
And I would like you to take good care of them and see if you can maybe learn a valuable lesson while doing that.
I will try.
And then let me know what you learned after.
Of course.
Thanks.
See you later.
See you, Jonas. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
It's lovely to see you all.
Hi.
Oh, so many smiley faces looking at me. I love it. I am here now with Kabir, who is online. And Kabir, do you quickly want to introduce yourself? Who are you? Where are you from? And what do you do?
All right. My name is Kabir Ademola Adigun. I am Nigerian, 23 years old. I'm a software engineer based in Nijmegen. I work at Planon. It's a real estate and facility management software development company. So yeah, that's pretty much about me. Any more questions?
Yeah, we'll get there. Yeah, that's
Right.
just to quickly. I want people to get to know you and what you do. Victoria, would you like to continue?
Hi, sure. I'm Victoria. I'm currently based in Cologne. I studied media and entertainment management. That is what it was called back then. Now it's creative business. Yes, and I'm currently a production coordinator for a 3D animation studio.
Lovely. Thank you for sharing. And Mohammed, lovely of you to join me in the studio.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm Mohammed. I'm 25 years old, originally from Bangladesh, but grew up in Qatar. And currently I'm working as a communication analyst at the UN SDG campaign in Bonn, Germany.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, we'll get to how you all got there and what exactly that entails, those lovely job titles that you just sent me. But first of all, I'd like to take a look. You all brought a picture. So maybe, Victoria, as you're on the screen, let's take a look at yours. Or actually, hang on. Yeah, there we go. Victoria, what is it that you brought us?
Well, this is a picture taken last fall during our premiere of a movie that we made back in the day. So we made the movie during the pandemic in the studio. It was quite a hard time for the film industry in general. So we all worked remotely, and then eventually the movie was made. We got together as a team and we had a premiere here in Cologne, and it was a huge success. It was a very like one of the highlights of my career so far. So yeah.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing. Now I'm very interested. We have Kabir as well. You also sent in a photo. What are you showing us in yours?
So basically, this was last year. I joined the team called Service Provider. That's the team. You can see me, everyone here except myself. So this was a team outing we had where we went to an escape room. It's just I sent this on purpose just to show at least it isn't just sitting at a desk writing code 24/7. We also get together to like have fun, to like some team bonding exercise to promote being able to work together. So this is just a very fun picture I could send. It was an escape room, but we had to work together as a team to solve problems that's not code related, at least this time around. So yeah, that's what that's about.
Nice. Thank you for sharing
Welcome.
that. And then Mohammed, you brought something as well, and that looks very official. What do you do? Yeah, what is that?
Well, this picture was from last year in United Nations Ocean Conference, and all of them are from different NGOs, and they were advocating for ocean and marine pollution and seabed deep mining as well. So that was one of the picture at the SDG Media Zone where we gathered together to take the picture. And we also submitted a resolution to the French president as well from the youth perspective. So it was really interesting conference.
It's so amazing to hear what you all do and where you've all been. I mean, and that's big. Let's start with the first question for you, Victoria. You also do freelance work as a tour manager of the West End production of Cats, the musical, or at least you used to. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, sure, of course. Basically, we were between films in a way, so I had a few months of spare time, so I ended up being a tour manager for for West End production of Cats. They were on a European tour, and the company here in Germany took over the German part. So We did Frankfurt, Stuttgart, Baden-Baden, and then we also did some work in Switzerland as well. So I got to like tour around with the cast and the crew of Cats, and
Wow. How did you get that job?
So during my master's studies, I got back, like it was like the transition from like the pandemic to normal life in a way. So I went back like to working in theatre during my free time, and I kind of ended up producing some work for like in the UK, and then we ended up at the Fringe Festival last year in Edinburgh. Did some work there, and then I came back and I was like, I really want to see what live entertainment has for me in there as well. So I looked for job opportunities in there and took it from there, I guess.
Oh, that's like I'm so amazed by that. Cats is such a big thing, and you seem to be doing so much at the same time. It's really, really impressive to me.
It's a lot of fun, and like with creative business and in general with media studies, you can do a lot.
Yeah, I can tell from you're a perfect example for that. Let's go back to you, Kabir. What is it exactly? You gave us like a rough overview. What is it exactly that you do? Can you go a little more in detail?
Okay, so at Planon, basically, we build software for facility management and building management. So basically, it's my job and my team to handle like bug requests, complaints, problems. Our team gets all the problems complained by the customers, and we have to take those problems, investigate them, actually determine whether they are problems or not, and then come up with a proper resolution, and then put that into merge. But recently I just switched teams, so now I'm more on the product end. So I'm more on like new feature development, adding new features to products that customers actually get to use. Wow. So yeah, I sit in my office all day and I write beautiful code that people get to use someday.
But I mean, still, and that's something you learned here at NHL Stenden?
Yeah, indeed. I studied Informatica, and during my study, we had a lot of topics like web development, Java programming. All these are basics, foundations that I needed that allowed me to be able to excel at least at software development in general, which landed me the job ultimately.
Nice, lovely. Did you plan to stay in the Netherlands after, or how did that come to happen?
That actually just happened, to be honest. I'm originally Nigerian. My family's kind of international. My sisters live in Canada, and I had the option of going there to stay in Canada to start a career there. But after I finished my internship, my supervisor was like, hey, we really think you're good at what you do, and we're offering you a job. I wasn't expecting this at all. I just thought it was the internship and then I'll be out. And then they offered me a job. So I was like, okay, this is nice. It felt good, and I took it, and I never looked back, and I don't regret it at all.
Nice, thank you.
Yeah.
That's useful, because, well, apparently it helped to do your internship, and then you just moved on. Lovely, I love it.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Do you need good Dutch skills in order to work here, or is that not required?
At first I was worried about that because I did have some experience with like a cultural barrier, language barrier, with like trying to really integrate into the society, because I have no siblings here. I'm all alone in Europe, so it's kind of like I have to like make my friends from scratch. So it was a problem in the beginning, but with work it actually isn't, because we don't necessarily require to speak Dutch at work. But I am making endeavors to learn Dutch. Ik spreek een beetje Nederlands.
Yeah, nice. That's about as far as I get as well. But I think that calms a lot of people down to hear, well, you don't need to speak Dutch in order to be working here as well.
Yeah. Everyone speaks English, so it's fantastic. Yeah.
Perfect. Great. Let me move on to Mohammed. You work at the UN. What exactly is it that you do? You also, just share.
So currently I'm working as a communication analyst. So I look after the social media, I look after the communication package creation, then digital content creation, graphic designing, and doing all the analytics as well. And during the events, I also overlook different aspects of the events as well, and then organize the events on-site. So I get to travel to different countries as well for different conferences that we organize. And yeah, we do have lots of partner meetings and other meetings with other partners, NGO, governments, non-governmental organizations. Yeah, that's all I do.
That's so impressive. And you just graduated recently from NHL Stenden.
Yeah,
as
last
well, right?
month. Yeah.
That's absolutely amazing. You did an internship at the UN, if I'm
Yeah, I
informed
did an
correctly?
internship at the UNHCR in Geneva.
How did that go? What did that entail?
That was really fantastic experience. I was a graphic design intern, so I did work at the World Refugee Day campaign,
Yeah.
where I created all these animated GIFs, design work, presentations, and the GIFs that I created had 319 million plus views, and it was trending in Instagram and Giphy. So I get to work with different teams as well as with celebrities that work with us. And we also initiated some youth projects as well, where students from different countries can work together. So I was also helping the team. So overall, it was a great experience.
Wow. Yeah, like I said, I'm just impressed with everything that the three of you have just shared. When looking at those career opportunities, that really shows me like this is a great spot to start. Do you have any tips, Mohammed, maybe for starters, do you have any tips for students who are looking to build up an international career like maybe you just did?
Well, I think the first, they should go to the websites and check what are the requirements they need for the existing positions, even if they are not applying right now, so that they know what skills they need to acquire before they apply for the internship.
Yeah.
So I think if they start looking for internship in the previous year, then it will give them a 1 year in between to learn those skills. And I think it's also important to update their resume, add more relevant work that they're doing for their internship, and always find what they really want to do, whether they want to work in the marketing, they want to be designers, they want to work at the hospitality. So they need to very specific about the search of the internship. So I think that will pretty much help them.
Thank you very much. And I saw you agreeing, Victoria. Do you have anything to add to what Mohammed just said?
Yeah, I think he's completely right. Another thing I would just add, just be open-minded. Just see, there's no one route to get where you want to be in the end. It's just like there's several routes. Like which one would you like to take? What things would you like to try out here at the beginning of your career? So just go for it, make mistakes, see what you don't like in the end. Like you learn from it as well. You learn from what you don't want to do later as well. Yeah. That's very important, I think, to make that experience, to either say in the end, yes, I want to do that, or to be like, been there, done that, not necessarily for me. So you don't do that later. So
yeah, perfect. A question for pretty much all of you. The first one is, how long did it take you after graduation to find your job? I think for you, Mohammed, that's...
I got the job before graduation.
So pretty directly, yeah. How about you, Kabir?
Same. I actually got the offer, I think 2 months into my internship, because I did both my internships at the company, the initial one and the second one. They just said, hey, we know you're going to be graduating soon. Would you like a job? And I was like, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, lovely. And you, Victoria?
Same. I was writing my bachelor thesis while I was already full-time employed. So right after the internship, they kind of kept me.
Yeah. Wow. And you are still also doing your master's next to everything else that you're doing, correct?
Yeah. So after graduating from NHL Stenden, I was working full-time for the company where I did my internship, which was back in London. And then after a while, I stopped, also due to the pandemic in a way. And then I started with my master's in it's like an international course in audiovisual media and cinema studies. So I did that next to working.
That's absolutely amazing. I keep repeating myself, but it's really just the fact that all of you seem to have such amazing opportunities. Maybe to round off, if all of you could just share maybe what's the thing that you feel you learned at NHL Stenden that prepared you best for working in the field. I don't know who wants to start.
Anyone could go ahead. If no one's going ahead, I'll just jump in and straight away say, personally, I would say understanding that, for instance, Dutch culture is a lot different than your culture, wherever you're from. and you need to not take things personal. You need to understand people, you need to understand processes, you need to understand how things work. And then you can truly be a valuable member of the society. That's how I feel, at least. That's a valuable lesson, at least I would tell, because I feel like internationals could tend to shut themselves out more easily. I don't know, maybe I did at least, until you start to learn exactly, and which NHL Stenden taught me, when she started to learn exactly that things are just said directly. Culturally, people might be blunt, but it is for the purpose of getting things done, and it's not personal.
Okay, great. Thank you. I need to cut you short a bit because we are running out of time, but I'd love to hear Victoria and Mohammed still.
Yeah, I agree. Being flexible, being open-minded, working in a team of internationals and people like from different backgrounds is just so valuable. And like with those skills, you can work in any sort of management position, I think.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah, and I think the way we approach the DBA projects, we can also apply the same knowledge in work environment to do the projects. So I think that is also very helpful to take the knowledge to work and integrate them as well.
Great. Then, at last, that's useful. Thank you all so much for taking the time to be here today. I had a great time talking to you, and now I'm going to go and check on what Jonas did and see if he actually learned something from his plans. Jonas.
Well,
did you?
Indeed, I learned something. I learned that I'm just not good at plans. But no, what I also learned is you should nourish your career, like taking care of your plans. So not like I do, but like the proper way. Water your career, basically.
So essentially,
as you just heard.
What they also said. Perfect.
Yeah, kind of what I also said.
Nice.
And
all right.
well, coming up next.
Yeah, we have the next program update for you. It's almost 1 o'clock. So what we have planned, we have a study program live Q&A session. So if you want to know something about international business, international tourism management, logistics management, creative business, or European studies, make sure to follow those sessions now at 1 o'clock. You can just click on the session to access them, and then you'll be right there. There's a table right next to the live stream that you can use for that. And we also have some other things in store. Yeah,
well, before we go into those talks, we have the second part of how to not give a campus tour, where we will see Matti and his doing his own business, basically. So.
All right, so I'm just coming from my lecture in the auditorium. Had some user persona stuff to deal with. And yeah, I need another coffee, and thank God we have Central Brew here. This is really nice, some quality coffee. You know, this time is not free, but it's really... 1 second.
Oh, hey!
Hi. Shouldn't you be working?
Well, we wanted to get a quick coffee.
You always need a break, right?
Fair enough. But you should get back to work as soon as possible. You know, we don't want to miss out on stuff.
Interesting from you to hear.
Yeah. Really busy.
Especially not from you.
Yeah, okay.
That's true.
All right, so I know your attention span is quite short, so let me show you my top places at this university. Follow me. All right, so this is the study landscape. A pretty cool place to study. I like it a lot. It's a bit noisy though, so let's maybe transfer to the other one. And yeah, this is the other one. Much better and way more quiet. Good for studying. I like it. Speaking of cool places, this is a pretty cool place as well. So if you're pretty energetic and you can't sit still, then this is the perfect place to sit. There's swings. That's really, really cool. So you know what? You should swing by. Cool place, isn't it? Yep, one of my favorites, especially to hang out. Yep, so I think it speaks for itself. Yeah, I think you can understand why this is one of my favorite places. And in case you're maybe hungover or something, or maybe you're just not feeling the best today, you have these guidelines which are incredible, so you can find anything you want to find. So for example, here we have... Nice. They lead you places. So let's go to Studio 07. Yeah, so definitely one of my favorite places. These studios are incredible. I love them and they offer so much equipment. You can use anything. Honestly, fantastic. Another one on the list is this cool phone booth. We actually call it a panic room because this is the cool thing about it. Well, imagine you're maybe mad at your siblings for, I don't know, wearing your shoes. Watch this. Cool, huh? So actually, this is one of my favorite outside areas, although the clouds are quite opaque and the sun isn't coming out anytime soon. Actually, you know what? This is what it looks like when the sun is out. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, and you can play some games, or you can just chill. I love this place. And right beside our university is a gym complex. That's amazing. So let's see if somebody's in there. Hi. I'd like to cancel my subscription. Okay.
Well, thank you, Matti, for that insight into your favorite places of NHL Stenden.
Definitely make me laugh. I hope you too at home.
Absolutely, but do remember, that's not the example student.
No. All right. I already started earlier with what's coming up. Would you like to continue?
Of course. We also have next up at 1 o'clock DBE sessions with Raditza, Nicole, and Joanna, which is our innovative educational system which we are taught by. They will share their experience and their projects. And in the studio, we have two guests, Mila and Bente, who will show us their life as a student at NHL Stenden and, well, will answer all your questions if you have some.
Yeah. And then, as usual, in case you are new to the platform and don't really know what to find where, we have 4 lovely boxes right underneath us. The first one is Study at NHL Stenden. Here you can find the 6 reasons why you should come and study it with us. You can find information about the design-based education system that Jonas just touched upon. You can find a guided campus tour, and you can also find information about the application.
Yeah, next to that, we have our degrees where you can see all of the degrees that you can study at this university with prepared material, video and text about the master's, bachelor's and the AD 2-year programs. And right next to that, you will have the open day program where you can click on and highlight your favorites so you're not missing out on anything that's happening in or outside of the studio.
And of course, you can book your 10-minute one-on-one talks with the student, write first-hand information, whatever you want to ask. You can select a student that works for you and book a session with them if they're available. And then, of course, we have the lovely chat box next to us. So please, if you have any questions for us or our studio guests, make sure to put your questions there so that we can answer them.
Yeah, and don't forget to use the Mentimeter when we want to ask you some questions. But that's it for now, and we will be right back in the studio with the Day in My Life vlog session.